My name is Rachel Littman, and I wrote a book called Changing Dreams. It is a collection of true stories about the struggles and idealism, including inept demonstrations in the streets of DC, a rude awakening at Bangkok's red light district, the soap opera drama of research on the Great Barrier Reef, and working with every kind of animal, even a mean tree kangaroo. More importantly, it is a permission slip for personal evolution. Hi, my name's Rachel. A podcast is a new thing for me, and a public one at that, so I probably should introduce myself properly. Since it is standard to give a brief background and perhaps where I'm from, my credentials, and generally who I think I am, so that you can be comfortable with me as an audience, it's always awkward for me, and perhaps it's awkward for most people, because we no longer live in a world where we're committed to one profession, or even to one subject that we learned in school, or we haven't even lived in one place all our lives. And because it comes down to that we're actually many different things, and I've been many things, and it's something that I've struggled with for a very long time. There have been moments I've been lost, and I had nothing to identify with. And I couldn't really find a direction in my life if I had nothing to identify with where I was. So here it goes. I've been an environmentalist, a biologist, a veterinary nurse, a retail associate, a teacher, an animal lover, a homemaker, a traveler, and an artist. I keep on going on, and maybe none of that actually matters. But what it does come down to is I would like to be happy, and I don't think I'm alone in that. So I wrote a book called Changing Dreams, where I decided to give myself permission to change over and over again. And that brought a lot of different things in the process. And in this story, I really talk about chasing dreams and discovering how my short attention span could create a sense of purpose and fulfillment for me. So throughout the course of these podcasts, I hope to bring you little teasers and different chapters of Changing Dreams, in which I hope that those sorts of journeys that I took throughout that process might be valuable to you. And so if that resonates with you, here it goes. Changing Dreams by Rachel Littman. Chapter 1, Inspiration. My dreams have unraveled. I'm untethered and directionless. A complete failure. Okay, maybe that's a bit melodramatic. But here I am, an American, living in Canberra, Australia of all places, with only one friend, no lover, separated from family in what seems to be a dead-end job. The one thing that has made the world start to make sense again is a little yellow canary. He was brought into my work, a busy veterinary clinic on the outskirts of town, as a stray pet found in someone's back garden, as though he were an escaped beam of sunshine. He is fluffy and perky and trills a beautiful melody. No one could look upon this bird and feel sad, not even me with my sorry soul. But he is now confined to a tiny hospital cage with no home and no one to take him in. I didn't notice him at first. After all, cuddly strays come in all the time, and there's so much else to attend to. But before she dispatches him to the RSPCA, my boss pauses to look into my sunken, empty eyes. She perceptively asks, "Do you want to take him home?" My addled brain takes a moment to process her question. He is too sweet to let just anyone have him. He needs tender, loving care, someone who will treat him well. It is settled. He will come home with me. In the evening, I collapse on the only chair in my lonely, desolate apartment. The few things I own are finally unpacked from their boxes, but the place still appears vacant. My thoughts spiral downward. It wasn't supposed to be this way. I was not meant to be here. I had a purpose. I had a person in my head I was going to become. She was going to have an amazing intellectual career, a mission to save the planet, a wonderful man that loved and supported her in her aspirations. She was going to travel the world, constantly expanding her horizons. I glanced down at the sistress sweet bird in his cramped carrying cage. He is so bright and chirpy despite his grim circumstances. Well, there was one thing I have control over. I pick up my car keys and head back out the door toward the pet store. The least I can do is find him a decent enclosure, lots of perches, maybe some toys to amuse him, and the best bird food on the market, just like any excited, doting new parent should do. Once he's more comfortable in a new habitat, I obsessively scroll the internet for what type of canary he is. I can't decide his breed. He has the intensity of a border fancy canary, but the sleek body of a German roller. I suppose it doesn't really matter. He doesn't need a label. Either way, I know he's special. He has plumage near his shoulders that makes him look like a sergeant or somebody very prestigious. Such a regal bird needs a lofty title. I will call him Xander. So I sit in my new apartment, no longer completely alone. Someone is here to witness my life as I witness his. Xander needs me. And as my dreams fade from the gallant and lofty goals of my youth, a tiny canary brings hope of new, vibrant dreams. If you've enjoyed these little teasers and are interested in purchasing the book, you can find Changing Dreams at Amazon, or please visit the website ralittman.com. That's ralittman.com. Thank you for listening. Bye.